The gold exchange. Why is gold dropping? Why is gold so artificially low? Why is oil so artificially low? Why are the stock markets so low? Let's talk about it. Russia borrowed money from the World Bank, aka the Rothschilds family, in order to drill for oil. Oil was skyrocketing. You couldn't imagine how much money they could make from this at the price oil was. Now, the price of oil being what it is or was not was artificially high. Now they used the war as an excuse, even though Saudi Arabia, 1,000 miles away, was still pumping oil. Alaska, thousands of miles away, was still pumping oil. Um, Venezuela was still pumping oil. The American oceans, the Chinese Sea, oil, 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 oil. Oil was artificially high. Well, now, in order for Russia to repay their debt, they have to sell off their gold reserves. So they can't really make the payments on time and not have to pay the interest. And it's keeping it artificially low so that they will default on their payments once their gold reserve runs out. Then, of course, oil will go just like it used to. All they're waiting for is for Russia to finally default, and it will be another Brasilia rainforest maneuver. It's all about money. It's all about control. It's all about power. So when the International Monetary Fund loaned money to Brazil and they used their vast Amazon forest as collateral, the IMF said, yeah, sure, no problem. But when Brazil tried to build Brasilia, they ran into almost American problems. Unions, contractors, defaults, and they defaulted. And when the World Bank said, but you defaulted, Brazil said, we need more money. And they said, well, yeah, sure, no problem. Here's the rest of your money. And at that point, they owned the rainforest. Well, the same thing's going to happen in Russia. When Russia finally runs out of gold, if they keep those prices artificially low, since they control those prices, if they keep those prices artificially low, then Russia will have a harder time making their payments, which includes the oil that they're selling now. Spiraling. So Russia will default, they'll borrow more money, then the World Bank will own the Russian oil fields. Two of the largest gold reserves in the world are two of the largest, Saudi Arabia and Russia. Even their diamond markets, even if they start selling off diamonds, which they can't because the De Beers family keeps diamonds at an artificial price, they have warehouses of diamonds all around the world. And they still keep diamond prices artificially high. Now, if the Russians were to start selling off their diamonds without De Beers control, that price would plummet as well. And it would probably bankrupt the De Beers family, which I say, hurrah, free markets for everybody. Go mine your own diamonds, sell them for what you can get for them. That's the way Africa wants to do it, and I say, hurrah. Now, platinum is low, not artificially, but because cars are not being built right now, and platinum and palladium are the primary parts of a car's muffler. One balances the other. Now, platinum has been doing this sort of roller coaster ride. The stock market is artificially controlled so that the people who are selling and buying become millionaires without lifting a finger. They know when stocks are going to go up, they predict them, they change them at will, and they get to do whatever they want with your company. Eventually the company defaults, whatever bank has parts or pieces in it, they default, and that's the end of the story. So as soon as Russia finally defaults on their payments, guess what? Gold is going to go up again. So right now, while gold is low, buy it from any coin shop, buy necklaces, buy secondhand rings, buy whatever you can, because when the Rothschilds family sees that Russia has finally defaulted after using all of their gold reserves, which is supposed to back their money, their diamond reserves, which is supposed to be controlled by the De Beers, and oil, which is kept artificially low so that Russia cannot make their payments, that's where the control is. It's in the Rothschilds, and that is the metal of their resolve. And if you don't want to play their game their way, they have another kind of metal that they like to show you. They have the kind of metal that scares children and women. The Holocaust going on in Gaza right now, it's horrible. But the metal of their resolve comes in the form of a helmet. It comes in the form of a gun. Right now, the U.S. is exporting untold amounts of weapons, bullets, tanks, and helicopters, all made right here in the USA. They're utilizing their $3 billion a year budget to kill innocent women and children. Hamas might have been the elected party, and if you don't like it, well, just tough cookies to you, brother. But right here, this is the metal of the Rothschilds family. That is the metal of their resolve. They found acres, thousands of acres of natural gas right up underneath Palestinian lands. So rather than tell them, we'll give you a fair price for it so we can heat all of our people, the Palestinians were supposed to control the water, and that was supposed to be their money. Brother, I got news for you. They're stealing it again. It was supposed to be Palestine selling water to the Israelis, Israelis supplying Palestinians with food. That wasn't good enough. So they pushed them out of those lands. They declared special doctrine and shot and killed them, took the water. Now they found natural gas. The Rothschilds want their hands on that natural gas, and they plan on selling it, of course, to Israel in dollars to help keep the dollar propped up. And the plot thickens. Now, when you put a fence around people and you make them stay inside that fence, that's called a concentration of people. They are sealing up the fence lines, and they're firing on Israelis who are trying to fix the fence for people who are trying to escape. So they're backing them up into this fence, and they're killing them one at a time. These Zionists are wrong. These Zionists spell Nazi any other way. N-O-Z-I, wouldn't that work just as well? What is the Hebrew translation for the A? Does it look like an O? I think that'd be worth looking into. But the metal of their resolve comes at the end of a gun. $3 billion for Israel pays for their war effort. We give them tanks. Those Merkava tanks are modified Abrams tanks. The Apache helicopters are, well, Apache helicopters, but they're modified for Israeli use. I don't know what that means. Maybe they were blessed by a rabbi. But whatever you want to call it, Americans are killing Palestinians in Gaza. To hell with the Hamas. If the Hamas wants to be militant and protect their homes, just like Israel, they have every right. But you're going to have to prove to me that the Hamas are in fact firing these rockets, because you know, the USS Liberty was fired on by Israelis, and Israel said, oops, sorry. Then Israel stole nuclear programs from the United States. Then Israel stole intelligence secrets from the United States. This is the metal of Israel's resolve, and the Zionists are your terrorists. Do I have any time left? Nope, this pretty much wraps it up. But now you understand what's going on. And America, I suggest we get it all together and start showing the metal of our resolve. And it's going to sound like crap on the microphone, just the same. Peace no more. They don't want peace. This is what they want. This is what you must be prepared to deliver. I'm Citizen Patriot. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Always here to annoy.